Alright guys, what's up? We're back to the lead capture form on MailChimp. So I'm just gonna work on this a little bit tonight. 9:12 p.m. I should be sleeping. Well, should have lights out. I'm gonna work on this for about 15 minutes though. So basically, I clicked on this top image. It was like the logo from the template, the default template that I had chosen for this lead capture form. If you remember, it has the store name, just the name, not the .com. It has a little, I wrote, by filling out this form, you agree to receive at least one email. So I put, they can put their first, last name, email, and phone number. Now I want to change the font color because it's in white, and because my background is pretty white, I want the colors to stick out, to pop out a little more than this. So I'm actually going to make it, when it's highlighted, it looks fine as black. It could be a little boring, but white definitely won't work because it's blending. So let's see. I don't want, okay, it has text color. So this is like, I kind of like this. I'm not gonna lie, I like all this design stuff. It has CSS classes. I don't know what that is. That looks like something I could get lost in a fun way. But yeah, I'm trying to get the hang of like how to click, how to edit. Like I've never used, I don't think I've used a platform specifically like this. I've used HTML and CSS like way back in the Blogger days, Blogspot, Blogger, and I've used mostly like Canva, stuff like that. But I feel like Canva isn't as powerful as this MailChimp. MailChimp, I can't remember how much it said it was going to cost monthly, but for workflow, this seems pretty good. You can create and edit a lot of stuff. I think I've only really used MailChimp for surveys and questionnaires, like in grad school for collecting data, but this will probably be the next thing I've made is a lead capture form. I've made these before, but not on here. So let's see, if I click that, let's see if it'll look okay in black. So if I go to the typography on the right panel where it has text, where it says text color, right now it's 100% at hashtag F. All of them are Fs, which means it's white. If you put them, if you want it black, let's say, it's 100% zeros. I mean, the black pops, but I don't know if I like it. The green is too bright, but that is kind of my color scheme. The gray doesn't really work either. So it might have to be black, and I'd probably like it to be thicker, or with shadow. Maybe I could add a little bit of shadow, but I feel like it's not thick enough to have shadow. I feel like it needs to be bold. Regular 400 points. Okay, we'll keep it at regular 400 points. And then we'll basically make the shadow. We'll just put a little shadow. I don't think I want opacity. I kind of would like to have some opacity on the background. I don't know if I want to make it all complicated though. Let's see. So if I do this pixels for typography, I'm trying to make this more bold. Let's see. If I make it okay. So you can kind of make the spacing wider, taller. Google Fonts. I actually don't like this font that much. It's just gonna be a little difficult trying to click all these, all the scroll bars. Scroll bars are a little bit difficult for me sometimes with this type of trackpad. Alright. I don't know, maybe I don't need to make it more complicated than what it already is. Border thickness is what I want. That's what I need. Text border thickness. It's at 1. 3 is probably about what I want it to be actually. Ooh, no, that's for the border thickness. And it's gray. The border thickness is gray. That's what I chose. Maybe I could do the text color I wanted because I wanted this green. Maybe I could do the text color green and then the border is black. Like this dark black. That's not gonna work. Let's see. Because I can't see the green in there. I'm not seeing the green at all. If I put that as text color. But yeah, border thickness, shadow. Yeah, we got the thickness looking how I want. Oh, I see. It did it on the other one. It did it on the small desktop version, but not on the iPhone version. So I have to go back and change that. So I want it to be text color green. Are you gonna do it? Text color green with the border of black. I mean, I guess it works on this one. It says style changes below will only affect small desktop, breakpoint, or larger. So I don't know what to do if I want it to affect all devices, but we'll just leave it for now. Okay, now the text that talks about that by signing up you're agreeing to get at least one email. I'm gonna make that black. So back under typography, if I go to, oh gosh, I want to move this. Let's put it as text color. Come on. Alright, so it's kind of hard to highlight. Alright, text color. I'm gonna make this all black. And then we're gonna want to have another thick shadow. But make the shadow black, I guess. I don't know how else to do this. That looks blurry though. Let's see. Thickness. 2 is too thick. 1 works. Actually, you can't really see this too good. I don't think you can see this too good. It's not. Black is too dark on top of this green. But a thickness of 1 is still too thick. It's the color. Let's see. What does visibility do? Oh no. I didn't want to do that. Let's see. Text shadow. I don't think it needs a shadow. It just needs to look better. It doesn't look good. It's just too. I need something behind it. Because the image behind it is too crazy looking color wise. It's got too many colors. I'm thinking. Because I've got about 5 minutes. Maybe I'll just work on this for 5 minutes. Because the next step, I'm going to need to integrate this with my store. Actually, let me save this. Save and review. It's still got a list of issues that need to be reviewed. I'll do that later. I do need to figure out why my Shopify is not pointing where it needs to point. I mean, everything, actually, this was the fastest I've ever set up a Shopify store. Usually with the GoDaddy domain and all that, it takes quite a lengthy chunk of time for me to set that up. But this time, that was not the case. This time I went on Shopify and it just automatically, there was an automatic connect with GoDaddy, and it just automatically connected. I didn't have to go in and manually do anything. But I need to figure out, because it seems like it's not fully connected. isn't fully connected because when I see it, it doesn't have the actual store. So that's gonna have to be ready before I do anything tomorrow. And I still have some editing to do tomorrow. I just need that one. I need this name, the brand name, as well as that little blurb about, by entering your information, you're agreeing to an email. Maybe I can move that down. Maybe I can, there's a lot of white space at the bottom. Maybe I can move it down to the white space. If it will let me do that. Let me see if that's an option. Is that an option for us? Edit. I don't know how I even got to this part. I think it's because I saved. But if you remember, this lead capture is to sign up for a free analysis. Looks like my 15 minutes or so is up. It's 9:29 p.m. Let's see. So under where it says, what should it look like? I'll go back to edit content. I'm back in MailChimp. And if I click back on this, alright, I might be able to move it. Does it drag? No. Can I move it? Doesn't look like I can move it. Let's see. Actually, I think I can move it. I just have to put it in where it says steps on the left. That left panel where it says elements, all the elements, add element or whatever. I think I need to move it down. Because that portion, let me see. There's overline text, which is the brand name. That's the title at the top. There's header. So what's primary CTA? The call to action. Now, where's the play icon? Okay. So it has a play icon on there. So I actually want this moved. I want my header to be positioned down below all this other stuff. I want it to be below the phone number, maybe? I don't know. Phone number, yeah, I'll put it below. I think I want it below the phone number. I need to make sure it's on the right level here. Maybe it needs to be out here. Let's see. Okay, so I moved it down actually after the get your free analysis button, and it shows up bright and clear in the white space. Ooh, I like this. I like this editor a lot. I haven't actually liked something in a really long time. I actually really like this. So let's see. On the iPhone version, it does need to be a little bit thicker. I thicker isn't gonna work for me. Pixels. Is pixels the size of the text, right? Alright, so I just changed it. I could probably put it at like 20 pixels on the iPhone. Yeah, that looks good. And now I just want the title to maybe be a little bit larger. It's at 35 pixels. I might want it to be at like 40 pixels. Maybe more than 40, maybe 45. Yeah, 45. Okay, so at 45, no, let's make it a little bigger. 50. If it'll do 50, let's do 50. Alright, 50 it is. Because now it actually shows the text border. So if I can make that text border fatter at like a 4, and then the text color is still that bright green. It's not gonna show. Dang it, I thought I had a genius idea. Now it's all just black again. Kinda looks fine as black, but it's a little boring. It would be cool to have like a little bit of like an outline or something. I don't know. Maybe if I change the thickness back to 3. Yeah, if I put the thickness back to 3, it looks fine. I can kind of see it good. I've got this text color, green in the middle. So it's like green text with an outline black. With the thickness of 3 for the text border, that works. And then I feel like if I make it 55, it's going to be a little too large. But yeah, it looks pretty good. To me, this looks good. I don't know if anything needs to be underlined or if it has any of those options. I wasn't paying attention. But it looks pretty good, actually. Okay, it has an underline option for the text. Can I use it, though? Oh, I can use it. Okay. So that pops out a lot more with the underline. I like the way this looks. I'm happy with it. Save and review. So tomorrow, or whatever the next day is going to be, I'm going to need to link these accounts. So today I've talked about eBay, I've talked about MailChimp, we basically did what did we do? We did the lead capture, and then we basically went till 9:35 p.m. I'll post these for you guys later. And the recording I started 24 minutes ago. So at 9, can't do math. 9 and 11 minutes, is that right? Yeah, okay. And then so this is lead capture form. So tomorrow what I have to do, or whatever the next days are, tomorrow starts the month of May. So remember guys, I said I wanted this project done by the time the month of May starts. I'm late. But we need to connect. I'm just gonna put it on here. Connect I like to write the name. So for Shopify, I'm gonna need to connect MailChimp. I like the way MailChimp looks, so I don't think I need to do too much. It's probably not gonna let me continue without let me see. I'm gonna have to do some stuff before I can publish this lead capture form. It has a list, so I need to do this design list of edits, and I need to do I need to publish the site. So these two need to be connected. This has nothing to do with what I'm recording on here, but as far as eBay, I need to optimize posts. Okay. And so, yeah, this one might be able to go live tomorrow. I noticed that my MailChimp already does have people viewing it. Not a lot, but I saw that on there. There's some kind of traffic counting that's going on. I don't know how good it would help with a profile, if it'll help you. This specific lead capture is to aid in the sales funnel of a project I'm working on. So it's basically going to be there as a way that people can kind of opt in to getting a free analysis. Once they get their free analysis, they can decide if they just want to take it, keep it for free, do nothing with it, or use the information, or get help with work on their site with a kind of a plan, either a customized plan or a template of a plan that's already laid out for whatever their needs might be. So once this lead capture form is done, that's going to be something that this Shopify store is providing, is that as a service. And then that's going to lead to some working on people's websites. So that's about as far as what I need to do for this, I think. For tonight, it's too late for me to really be thinking about this too much. But I plan on getting up pretty early. I don't know if I'm going to be recording about this that early in the morning, but I plan to get up pretty early, and then yeah, I think that's all. Like the Shopify's live, but it needs to be fixed. We're eventually gonna have to get back to Zoho on this one. The Zoho CRM is gonna need a lot of work. And then I also need, that's just one project. I have a second project that's almost gonna mimic this. I wasn't gonna use Shopify, but I might actually use Shopify. I actually had a GoDaddy page that was run up. But because their cost of hosting for something that's not going to be making any money yet, it might make more sense to go through to go through what did I say? This is to go through Shopify instead of GoDaddy. GoDaddy has the static site. I basically made a very basic lead capture form. It's for sales of a product. Now all of this is what I was kind of working on when I was interning. It was basically helping this company with their contacts, a lot of organizing all of that. You can reach out to them. I'm not going to give all their information. It has nothing to do with what I'm saying. It's just have an example of how their tickets and contacts are organized. They have first name, last name, email, phone, company. There's a tell us more about your interest. This is pretty much the form I created, but it's not mine. And they've kind of reorganized it. And the last piece is, how can we help you? It says, I need support, I want information, or I want a quote. So pretty much someone who needs support already has the product or is having trouble with the website. I want information, they are a potential customer. Or I want a quote, they aren't just browsing. They're interested in buying, but they want to know the cost pretty much. And then there's a button. It's a radio button for I am an existing user. So they have a lot on their site. But basically, I'm mimicking their lead capture because I don't really need I don't need like a whole online website necessarily. I mean, I'll put a portfolio up probably, but right now I don't think I need that right now. But I might put up something. I'd rather just send out the lead capture. But I do need to build out a landing page that this pop-up can kind of come up on. So I'm kind of multitasking here. I'm seeing that this company that I interned for, they have a bunch of events coming up. I'm kind of following them because I like their business model, because I got to see pretty much everything from the very beginning. So I was enjoying that. But yeah. So I'm done. I think it's time to be done for now. And then I have a to-do list, so you guys will know kind of what to expect. I'm not guaranteeing that I'm gonna post all these episodes right now. And if I work on stuff at the library, I'm not really gonna record in the library. But these are the things I'll be working on, and pretty much have notes to follow up about it. So that should be it for now, and I'm probably gonna go to sleep. So, because I'm tired. If you have not noticed, I'm tired. I sound tired, and I feel tired. So, next thing is go to bed. But I don't know. This MailChimp thing kind of cheered me up. I like it. It's kind of pleasant. I really like just playing around with it, but I'm behind on my deadline. I had 2 days where I fully did not work on this, where I could have and did not. And I'm aware of that. And I'm aware that I've been avoiding this, and I've talked about it before. I'm aware. But my deadline still gives me wiggle room. I'll say I would be glad to be done with a lot of this by the end of the weekend. Because at least if I can make up the days that I didn't work on it, then by Monday I'll be in the place that I wanted to be anyways. I don't know how much I can finish Thursday, Friday, because we're going to have a car back in the shop, so that's going to slow down my other routines, like getting to the gym and back, with the bus, and if I go to the library or do any other errands, I'm going to be walking or taking the bus. So I don't think Uber is a good idea. It costs way too much money, and the places I need to go, the bus is not a big deal. Like, pretty much everything's within like a 7-mile radius, so it's not too big of a deal. But alright guys, that's it. Thanks for listening.